Down plume. Whoa, voice crack city. Hi there, my name is Cupicate, and welcome back to Clangen with Sun Clan, our royal blood challenge clan. I'm so excited about this challenge. I saw many of you commenting in the first episode of Sun Clan saying, oh, we need a break from all the doom and gloom, and Willow Clan in particular is very dark and sad, so I'm really glad that we have this clan instead. Now, that doesn't mean there isn't going to be drama. There are duels that we can put our cats through and trials we can put our cats through to see if they rise in ranks from being knights to nobles, but even peasants can become knights if they do well enough. Now, we've just started. We are only on the second moon because it took so long to make the clan to begin with. But now we're going to continue. We have got Broken Star, lol, our leader and king. We have Flyfoot, who is our queen. Clearstrike is our royal doctor. Bubbling Lake is one of our knights. Model Bracken is a peasant, but boy, has he proven himself. Last time he did so much to get the kingdom food. So I'm sure that even though he is a peasant, I imagine at the very least the king and queen are appreciative for him supplying food. But at the same time, remember, they're the king and queen, and that is what is expected of knights and peasants. Sneeze Tree and Puddle Fawn are both nobles, so they are there in case anything happens to our king and queen and they need to find a new partner. Tumblepaw is a peasant who has just become an apprentice, and I have a feeling that he is going to want to possibly rise in the ranks, if possible. He may even duel his own adopted father. Downplume is another knight. Even though he is an elder, a senior cat, he still holds that rank and will probably until the day he passes into StarClan. And then we have Quillkit, who is about to become an apprentice upon the next moon. He is sick right now, but I wonder if Quillkit and Tumblepaw will possibly duel as well to see if they can rise in the ranks. But duels and trials can be messy because it is a battle to the death. But for now, there is training that needs to happen. Today is finished, and so we will move on to the next moon so the training can continue. So Quillpaw has reached the age of 6 moons and has been made an apprentice. So we'll get to see who is going to mentor Quillpaw. Oh, now this is really interesting. So a rogue brings their kit named Leopard to the clan, stating they can no longer care for them. So upon entering, the king and queen will greet this loner, this rogue, and will agree that they can take care of this kit, but they will fall into the rank of a peasant. So any type of kit or loner or rogue or kitty pet that joins the clan is automatically placed in the peasant rank. Why is Leopard Kit the cutest thing I have ever seen? This is adorable. So adorable. She got a little fish. She got a little fish that she's snacking on. Oh my gosh, I love this game. So she is a female with a bengal pelt and sage-colored eyes. Her fur is long. She's untrained, but a bit bossy already, even though she is a small little kit. And so the clan will take care of her, and I'm excited to see if Leopard Kit with such a name rises in the ranks. So the king himself desires a squire and has taken Quillpaw into his paws to train himself. This isn't in the rules, but I'm thinking that if the king decides to take on a mentor, it's possible if he does well and supplies for the clan that Quillpaw could be automatic knight status. Again, that's not in the rules, but I think that would be a really fun way to implement if the king chooses to have an apprentice. So the first test is always for the apprentice on their first patrol to go alone to supply for the clan. This is very good. This is already a good start, and we will keep track of this. So on the first patrol, our little Quillpaw is extremely tempted to eat the prey they've caught. They're proud of the prey they've caught. They want to eat it. It's their first prey that they've ever caught on their own. But they decide to resist the temptation and supply for the rest of the clan. The king will notice this. I would say that is a positive point for Quillpaw. Oh, this is a new one. So Tumblepaw is taken out by Bubbling Lake one of the nights, and they come across a sea turtle. And they catch the turtle! This is another very positive point for Tumblepaw. These two apprentices are already trying to prove themselves as worthy to rise up in the ranks. I hope they do. Model Bracken once again brings an octopus home to the rest of the clan. And finally, our nobles will decide to go out and patrol the borders. They've done well with their communication so far. And it looks as though they have improved relations with Clover Clan, so they are truly excellent diplomats for Sun Clan, and I'm sure the king and queen are very proud to have them as nobles. It is the 4th moon, and Sun Clan experiences their first death in a while. Downplume was bitten by a snake and succumbed to the venom. The clan is heartbroken to lose such an old, valued member. A knight of Sun Clan has fallen. They share tongues for the last time with Downplume as they put him to rest. But now, the king and queen announce that there is room for another knight, and the trials can begin soon. You will see that Quillpaw is not among the cats who can patrol because he has gained heat exhaustion. And while Broken Star is disappointed that his squire pushed himself, there's a small bit of an impressed feeling, that he feels the need to push himself so hard that he's exhausted. But Broken Star warns him, it is important to know your limits, otherwise you are a burden upon the clan. And so while Quillpaw recovers, he's going to think carefully on the words of his king. Today, Bubbling Lake and Tumblepaw will go on a border patrol so that Tumblepaw has that experience. And they've found a loner who's interested in joining the clan. However, the loner decides not to join. Perhaps they did not like the idea of this being a clan based on class. Maybe they prefer a clan where everybody is equal except for the leader. And so they decided to move on. Our two nobles see that there is a nice fat rabbit along the border of Fleet Clan. They're very tempted to bring such a prize to their king and queen. These two have been excellent diplomats so far, and since they are nobles, they do not have to proceed, and they will decide not to, because they don't want to make an enemy of Fleet Clan. Model Bracken does not quit. This cat is a legend. I don't care that he's a peasant. He's a legend. He fought off a fox, holding on to its throat long enough for it to throw Model Bracken off and run away, unwilling to fight over the carcass of the shark. And Model Bracken goes back to claim the prize. This cat has no chill. This cat is going to go down in history. Knowing this, I wonder if Model Bracken will fight to become a knight and to die a knight. Now it is Tumblepaw to get heat exhaustion. In the midst of summer on the beach, the sun is bright and hot and the cats are struggling, but there is a little bit of silent competition going on between Quillpaw and Tumblepaw. Tumblepaw is a little jealous that Quillpaw was selected by the king himself and is wondering if the king will knight him right away. But we'll see what happens. If Quillpaw fails to impress the king, then he has every right to keep him as a peasant. Now we do come to a bit of a conundrum. So the king and queen are not supposed to patrol. So Broken Star will have to give orders to Quillpaw on what to do. He is a bit worried about his apprentice, and so he is going to send Sneeze Tree to watch over Quillpaw during his training. And it seems to go very well. Sneeze Tree does swap some of their best tips and tricks with Quillpaw, and Quillpaw even teaches something to Sneeze Tree. And he's impressed with the little apprentice. Quillpaw is making a name for himself already. Puddlefawn decides it's unsafe for a noble lady to travel alone, and she is quite hungry. She asks Bubbling Lake, since his apprentice is ill at the moment, if he would escort her to the hunting grounds and assist her. The outcome isn't good, and Puddlefawn is disappointed in the knight Bubbling Lake. But she knows what the punishment is for being unsuccessful in hunting patrols, and she decides to keep it to herself for his sake. But he's very nervous. He could lose his rank as a knight for not providing for the clan. On the next moon, nothing happens other than cats recovering from illness, and so once again, Quillpaw and Sneeze Tree are sent out to patrol the borders. While on patrol, Quillpaw notices some suspicious paw prints in the wet sand on the beach. They lead to a trespassing rogue, but together they are able to escort this rogue to the border. Their lesson firmly learned. So Quillpaw has already experienced what it's like to chase out intruders upon Sun Clan territory. Another good mark on Quillpaw's legacy. However, this is not as good. Bubbling Lake has been having trouble on patrols recently, and now Tumblepaw is experiencing that. They go and scavenge from an eagle who has caught a fish, but the eagle chases the cats away with the large batting wings against them like punches. They will come back with no food, and this time it won't go unnoticed by Broken Star. So I think another way I'm going to vary just a small bit from the challenge is it's going to be a 3 strikes you're out system. Bubbling Lake has now had 2 strikes because Puddlefawn, also seeing Bubbling Lake return with nothing, is going to tell the truth to Broken Star about how they didn't succeed the other day. Hopefully Model Bracken, as he has before, can pick up for the slack. But if Bubbling Lake makes another mistake, he will lose his position as a knight. Unfortunately, Model Bracken was not successful in his hunt either, and so he now has a strike against him as well. I'm going to start putting dice over here on my side so I can see who is at what strike. Now the problem is that if Model Bracken has 3 strikes, he will be unalived by the king and queen. Peasants who cannot provide for the clan are an extra mouth to feed and are removed. And so unfortunately, Model Bracken will get the worst, whereas Bubbling Lake will only move down in rank. Also, Sneeze Tree has gotten White Cough and Leopard Kit has gotten Kitten Cough. It looks like a sickness is plaguing the clan right now. Now that Sneeze Tree has gotten White Cough, Broken Star must look at his clan and see who will take his apprentice out. But after some thought, with Quillpaw doing so well, he decides that Quillpaw should go alone and sends him on a hunting patrol. And Quillpaw is successful. Quillpaw tracks down a gray fox at the end of the scent trail holding a little plump mouse and waits carefully. Eventually, the fox tries to cache its fresh kill in a little hole. Quillpaw picks it up once the fox leaves, strolling back to camp, having successfully outwitted the competing predator. Another good mark on Quillpaw's legacy. If he can continue this through his apprenticehood, he will get the knight status. Bubbling Lake and Tumblepaw go out and hunt once again. Bubbling Lake is nervous. He knows that if he is not successful on this hunt, he will be removed as a knight. Tumblepaw, with his skill, does end up catching a tasty little mouse, and the two come back together. Broken Star sees them approach and gives a respectful nod to Bubbling Lake. seeing that he's come out of this dark spot he's been in. Broken Star has proven to be a very forgiving king. However, his queen has still noticed how Bubbling Lake has been slacking. And for her, this one little success doesn't mean much. And so with some convincing, Broken Star agrees that one right will outdo a wrong. But Bubbling Lake still has a strike against him right now. Puddlefawn decides with her partner that she wants to go out and hunt. She sees the Thunder Path, which she did just the other moon, and she crossed without any trouble. And so this time, as she approaches the Thunder Path, she thinks, I can do this. But unfortunately, she is surprised when a monster comes speeding around the corner just out of eyeshot. It hits her and she passes instantly. Model Bracken has made up for his lack of food in the last patrol by catching a fish, and while the other cats notice his arrival, they don't pay much attention to him. He sees through the legs and fur of all these cats Puddlefawn, motionless, twisted, not looking like herself, and his heart drops. Model Bracken, knowing that he would never be able to have a beautiful she-cat like Puddlefawn, admired her beauty, and seeing her lifeless on the ground, he drops his fresh kill into the pile, and he goes off to hide in his small, dirty hole in the sand, away from everyone else to mourn her death, knowing that he would not be welcomed to share tongues with a noble. Both Sneeze Tree and Leopard Kit recover from white cough, or for Leopard Kit it's called kitten cough. They are fine now, and the clan celebrates that they are no longer ill as they leave the medicine den. And a rogue comes to the border and asks to join the clan. The clan welcomes this cat who takes the name Silvertail. So we will look upon Silvertail. Also, Tumblepaw, this was missed. Tumblepaw is no longer a, what is going on? This is actually broken. What? Oh, Tumblepaw has not been made a warrior yet, even though he is of warrior age. I hope that's not a bug. But here is Silvertail, a speckled she-cat with long fur and gray eyes. She's a bit shameless, but she is a good teacher. She will be a peasant in her rank, but that doesn't mean that she couldn't try and duel to be a knight. So I have a feeling that there's a bug, because I just, without saving, skipped a moon, and the same thing happens to Quillpaw. There's no ceremony to make them a warrior. We will actually keep this as far as a story thing goes. The shock of losing Puddlefawn keeps Broken Star from holding ceremony. He's nervous. He's afraid that Broken Star doesn't approve and believes he needs more training. Bubbling Lake is still mentoring him, but because of what Bubbling Lake has done in his own patrols, Tumblepaw is afraid that those mistakes are affecting his ability to become a warrior. And that is where we will have to leave it until the next episode of Sun Clan. I will figure out what this bug is, and there might be a patch that I just need to download, which will be easy to fix. So I will work on that before the next episode of Sun Clan so we can fix this up. Either way, I hope you liked this video. If you did, tickle and poke that like button, subscribe to join our family if you haven't already, and jingle the bell to be notified of when I post more clangen videos. All right, I love you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week for more of Sun Clan and clangen. Bye!